Hi guys, I was just going to do a day one post-op sort of recovery video. I had a breast reduction yesterday. The pain is like worse today than it was yesterday. I've taken the paracetamol, so I've been prescribed paracetamol. So I have 2 lots of 500 milligrams paracetamol and then antibiotic. So I have had that this morning. It's like taking the edge off, but it's definitely still there. So basically yesterday was my surgery day. I had to be at the hospital for 7 a.m. I went to Highgate Hospital in North London, and my surgeon was Mark Solomos, who I looked up a lot online before sort of deciding who I wanted to do it, and I saw his before and after pictures, and I just thought the after pictures were absolutely amazing. And you've probably seen Becca Rose's video, and when I saw her 1 year post-op video, I was just like amazed that the scars were just like these tiny white thin lines. So I was just like, that's amazing, and that's basically the result I wanted to have. So yeah, I got to the hospital, checked in, and they showed me to my room. So obviously you have your own room because it is private. They had to have a urine sample, which is fine to make sure you're not pregnant. Mine was negative, obviously. And then they measured my legs for surgical socks, which are extremely attractive. I have to keep them on for a week at least, apart from obviously when I'm showering, just to prevent DVT. But I am kind of moving around okay, so shouldn't develop that. So yeah, I got changed into my gown. The nurses came in and did my obs, so blood pressure and your heart rate and everything. And then the anaesthetist came in. I think his name was Christos. He was really nice. I have never ever had a general anaesthetic before, so I was nervous. That was the worst part. Like, I wasn't really scared of the operation. The thought of going under like really scared me. I'm not scared of needles or anything, but just I kept thinking that I was going to wake up in the middle of it. Just because you hear about people that have had that, and it just always played on my mind. So he was really nice. He obviously just explained what they were going to do, and they're all really nice. Like, the staff were amazing and really calming, and making sure that you're okay. And then the anaesthetist assistant came in. She was a really nice lady, which I kind of gravitated more towards her because she was female. So she basically came to collect me. That was at about 5 to 8. And we just walked down the corridor from my room, into the lift, down to the basement where all the operating rooms are. And then you go into a little side room before, obviously, the actual main theatre. So I did not see the main theatre at all, which obviously I'm glad about, because that would have freaked me out, I think. But you go into like a side room. It was really cold in there. One thing I did notice. So you lay on a bed, and there was 2 sort of, I can't really move my arms very well, but just basically you have both your arms out like that. You looked a little bit, I said to them, I feel a little bit like Jesus on the cross. And the anaesthetist was on my left side, and the lady, the assistant, was on my right side. And this was the point, like, obviously I knew I was going to be put under here. And the anaesthetist put in my cannula in my hand, and he did it in like 30 seconds flat. He was really good. and I did have a little cry just because I knew that this was like the last bit, and I was just getting scared really. So she held my hand. She was really nice. She was just sort of saying, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You know, everything's going to be okay. And like everyone keeps saying about a countdown. We didn't do a countdown or anything. Literally, she was sort of stroking my head and holding my hand, and that was basically it. And then the next thing I know, I felt like I was waking up from just having a sleep, like a normal sleep. So I was sort of slowly coming to, and I could hear someone saying my name. They were like, Jenny, are you okay, Jenny? Blah, blah, blah. And that sort of stirred me. And I was in the recovery room, and it was about 10 to 11. So obviously went under at 8, 9, 10. So like 2.5-ish hours. So yeah, they were just obviously making sure I was okay, and they were doing all my obs. They, you know, were doing my blood pressure. I had a heart monitor on my finger. I think I kept trying to doze off because I could hear the machine beeping, and the nurse said to one of the other nurses, oh, her oxygen's low. So I think I just kept trying to go back to sleep, and they were like, okay, try and stay awake now. And they put an oxygen mask on me to get my oxygen levels up, which was fine. I was in recovery, well, consciously awake in recovery for maybe about half an hour. I mean, I was quite obviously dozy, but thank God I didn't feel sick at all. I was really worried about being nauseous when I woke up. Didn't feel sick at all. Wasn't in pain. And so then they wheeled me out about 11:30, took me back to my room. Obviously my mum was in there waiting, and I just basically dozed. The nurses came in again and did all my obs in there, probably about every 20 minutes, took my blood pressure and everything, and they were all completely fine. I was bursting for a wee, so they helped me go to the loo. I just felt a little bit dizzy. Like, I didn't feel sick, so I'm so glad for that. So yeah, then I just dozed in my room for a couple of hours, like on and off. I wasn't given any extra painkillers or anything. I apologise for my appearance, because obviously I have no makeup on, and my hair hasn't been washed in like 2 days. So yeah, you can order food as soon as you feel kind of well enough. I was sipping water, so I ordered like a sandwich, and an apple juice, which was absolutely amazing, and it came within 5 minutes. Like, they were so good. So yeah, I think about 2:00, Dr. Solomos came back in. Unbeknownst to me, he had already seen my mum when I was in recovery, which I thought was good. So he had already been to her and just said, oh, you know, everything's fine, everything went well, etc. So he came and just checked I was okay. And I was still a little bit out of it, and I remember fist pumping him and said, you're a legend, because I just, like, I can't believe the results already. It's just amazing. Like, even looking at them now, they wouldn't even fit. Like, they wouldn't fit on this camera screen. It's just crazy. It's amazing. And my mum was like amazed as well. She said, I can't believe how you've managed to do this. So yeah, he came and checked on me, and he kind of prodded them a bit, and that did hurt, but nothing too bad. And he said to contact him in about a week for a follow-up. I have got hardly any dressings on. I'm really surprised. I thought I'd have like gauze and big white bandage on or something. I mean, I'll show you. All I've got, obviously you've still got some markings on there from the pen that he marked me. I don't know if you can see really, but all I've got is like flesh-coloured plaster. And that's pretty much it, just all around like the nipple and obviously under. The nurse put this bra on after I'd been wheeled back into my room, and I haven't taken it off since. So you've got to keep them on for about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, apart from showering. Obviously, you need to keep it on all the time. Dr. Solomus did say he's used waterproof dressing and I could have a shower like today. I don't know whether I'll do that just because I'm a bit nervous. I hear people like feeling like they're going to pass out in the shower and stuff. So I'm not in a rush. I mean, I'll stand in the shower and maybe do my bottom half, but I'm not going to touch anywhere here. I think I'll just leave that for another few days. So I came home yesterday, got home about 3:30, and then just like dozed all afternoon in the chair. And yeah, I've been eating fine, trying to drink lots of water. I can like smell the anaesthetic coming out of my body, like I just smell medical, if that makes sense. But you know, it's a bit weird, but it's fine. So I've woken up this morning like definitely in more pain than I was yesterday. It's not completely unbearable, like it just literally feels really sore and tender, which obviously is understandable. So before I was a 36k cup. Now I said to him I wanted to go down to a D or a double D, which is obviously much more manageable. I mean, I don't know what they are now. They are swollen. They're nowhere near as bad as I thought they would be. They're quite hard. Like if you touch them really gently, they feel, you know, hard. They're definitely not what they were, but once they settle, that will like improve. So it's just before 11 in the morning. I've been up for like about an hour and a half, had some breakfast, had painkillers, so I'm just kind of watching TV and just chilling really. It is a really nice sunny day today. I like walking, but I think I'll just go in the garden and like walk around in circles or something. So so that's like my op, and sort of a little bit after I will hopefully do another one of these videos, just because I found them really, really helpful. I watched so many on the build up to this. My first consultation was in August, so it's been 4 months. Yesterday was my operation date, 3rd of December. So it's been nearly 4 months. I've just been constantly watching breast reduction videos on YouTube. So I thought, you know, I'll do my own because, you know, it's so interesting. Obviously, if you have any questions you want me to answer, then just comment below. And if you can be respectful in the decision that I made. As again, I reiterate, I was a 36k. My boobs were massive. Also, Dr. Somos told me that he took 970 grams off this boob, which was slightly bigger, 910 off this one. So I've had in total nearly 2 kilos taken off, which is about 4.5 pounds in total. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.